Friday in Arkansas. Perhaps you've seen the video of workers in hazmat suits attempting to scrape off tar sands from the streets of a quiet subdivision in Arkansas. And maybe you've seen pictures of workers shin deep in this black tarry goo in yards where children used to play. And maybe you've seen blobs of tar sands floating in our waterways around Mayflower, or the dozens of animals and birds coated with tar sands. Since Good Friday, more than 20 families have been evacuated from their homes, and they don't know when they can return, and when they do, they don't know what they're going to return to. Exxon's starting to make some offers about buying out landowners. It's an early stage, but these are good Arkansas people.
When we called our veterinarian, they said, without a doubt, it's the chemicals in the air. Yet when we as impacted residents expressed our concern about our health complaints, it was, oh, you're just more sensitive to chemicals, and all the readings that we're doing, everything's fine, everything is safe. That's not true. That is not the case. Enbridge, because of this bill, they have purchased approximately 150 homes that lay abandoned, empty. Some of them, they even tore them down to put in legacy projects, such as a boat launch. They've capped wells because they know that within time, those wells are going to be impacted by the oil.
My hometown is surrounded by refineries, chemical plants. We have Motiva Oil Refinery, which is the largest oil refinery in the Northern Hemisphere, right there in West Port Arthur, predominantly low-income, people of color community. We have Valero Oil Refinery. We also have Chevron Chemical Plant. We have BASF Chemical. We have Total Refinery, and a number of other smaller ones. We are proportionally impacted every day, disproportionately impacted every day by the toxic fumes that come from these facilities.
We must reduce our oil use in order to do our part to prevent the climate from becoming so unstable that we reverse the course of human progress and leave little hope for our children's future. That's not speculation, that's hard science. Hard science supported by the vast majority of the world's scientific community and governments and the United States government. Well, the tar sands producers and their refining partners are doing their best to undermine these efforts by producing the world's dirtiest oil and sending it to export markets. Nebraskans should not have to risk their land and water for oil industry profits, and neither should we risk our children's future just to maintain the status quo. The majority of the bitumen in the tar sands must be left in the ground, and that will not happen if Keystone XL is built. The US government should deny the permit for Keystone XL. It's not in the national interest.
So when we raised all of those problems relative to the hiring of a former consultant of TransCanada to do the environmental impact statement in the first pipeline, thank God when the General Accounting Office took a look at that process, they agreed with us. And as a result of that process, they did that audit, and they found that our own State Department did not, in fact, follow the guidelines relative to finding out and independently verifying the information on the stupid form, for God's sakes.
We know that 8,000 acres remain unsurveyed. They initiated a process which set tribes against each other. It was a divisive process where we could not share information with each other, and so the division caused tribes not to be able to share in land that overlaps each other. And so some of those sacred sites are shared by different tribes, and the Department of State had the audacity to say you cannot talk to each other.
As some have said, the reason we're here is because all of you are here. If you people weren't here, cared and concerned about this project, concerned about what our world's going to look like in the future, and your neighbors being trampled on by a foreign for-profit company, we wouldn't be able to have the voice that we can. So I just want to give hands to all of you that are here. I appreciate you being here.